everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and we are back again today for the 52-week Margarete Miller collage challenge, and I am here to put together the collage for week 48. So let's look at what we need to have. We need a repeating pattern, a tea bag cover, something that sits on a table, something soft, numbers written backwards, and the bonus is wrapping paper. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Maybe I can just kind of sit it right here. Anyway, so I pulled out a few things that I wanted to use. And the first thing I'm going to use, I think, is, well, I'm pretty sure, is this. This is a piece of wrapping paper. You can see the grids on the back. Piece of wrapping paper, and that's going to be my background. This is also the repeating pattern. So I killed two birds with one stone on this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down because I know that's what's going to be my background. I usually look for something. Of course, we have the no working glue here. I usually work from the prompts, looking to see what in the prompts can act as a background. And then I go with that first. So, I don't know what is. If you don't use this often enough, it gets clogged up. And it's really clogged. But anyway, so I'm starting with the wrapping paper because out of those things that are listed, the wrapping paper was something I knew that I could use as a background. So I proceeded to look for one that would go with what I thought I wanted to do, which is different. It's going to come out different than I anticipated because I was going to do a Christmas thing. A Christmas theme, and I'll show you what I was planning on using, and it turned out totally different than that after I got it planned out what I wanted to do. I just tore this wrapping paper out of the sheet it was on. It was one of those folded sheets, and actually it came in a book that was like almost like a pad of paper, but the sheets were wrapped up and then put in this book. So I just tore it out and then proceeded to tear it with my ruler. So we're going to stick this on here and hope I get it on there right. Looks like I did. Close enough. Nope, not close enough. Not close enough at all. So let me do that again. And so I wanted to use this because I knew if I used wrapping paper, I could find a wrapping paper that had a repeating pattern, and I wanted to do that. So that's okay, I guess. We're going to leave it like that. It's not quite right at the bottom, but it seems to be okay everywhere else, so we're going with it. Anyway, isn't it funny when you lay something down and it looks like it all fits and it's all perfect, and then when you go to glue it, it's like it's not all perfect. I don't get it, but it's the way it is. So I used my bigger bottle on that because that was a bigger piece of paper. So I'll use my small bottle on the rest of everything. Okay, so I thought I'd do a Christmas theme, and I was going to use this Christmas tree, which would be the something that sits on a table. And I got this out of a catalog, Bradford Exchange catalog. But I'm not sure that I want to use that. I also pulled this out of the catalog. Who all remembers Mrs. Beasley? This is a Mrs. Beasley doll, and she was in the Bradford Exchange catalog, and she would be something soft, but I found something different that I want to use. So we're laying those aside. I also thought I might use a piece of this because I used this just recently. I want to see if I can find it because I want to show you what I did. It turned out quite cool. I used this piece of trim, which is very soft to the touch. It's very soft to the touch. I used it in a journal that I'm making, Christmas journal that I'm making. if I can find it. Yep, here it is. And I used it like this. I'm going to show you real quick. I used it on this page like this. Now I'm going to glue down the knot, and that is going to be my embellishment from this page. And when I glue that down, and this is glued at the top, and then this is glued down, that could be a little tuck spot. But that is, I thought I might do the same thing in my collage, but I found something better. So I'm not doing that in my collage. But it was a thought. That was my thought, because it's soft and it would give it a little texture and all, but I'm not doing that. What I'm doing instead, I have already decided that this is my something soft. This scarf, and this says knit a warm scarf. This came from a vintage 1950s vintage childcraft book. And so that's what I've decided to use. Now, I also have, so that was my thought process, and that's, I'm eliminating these three things. I'm eliminating these three things because I found something I liked better. So I'm eliminating those, and I'm going with this, and this is going to be something soft, is the scarf. And then I need a tea bag cover. So I've got my repeating pattern, something soft, and this is my tea bag cover, which I was pleased to find one that had the same color in it. And then what I'm going to do for something sitting on, that sits on a table, is this cup of brew here. And I don't know if the brew is tea or coffee, but we're going to say it's tea. It's kind of a dark tea if it's tea, but maybe organic peppermint tea is dark. I don't know. But in any case, that is going to be something that sits on the table. And then numbers written backwards. Now, it doesn't say that it had to be in your writing or that it actually had to be writing. So I'm taking some artistic license here, and I'm just going to have a number that's backward. It's a printed number, and this is the number. And it is on acetate, and I can turn it over backwards, and then I have numbers that are written backwards. And that's going to go right in there. Then I found this postage stamp that was in the right color family for my scarf, and it is on, it's a U.S. postage stamp from, looks like, I don't know, it's got the date 1959 and 1909 on there. I don't know if you can see it. But it says Arctic Explorations at the top. So that's going to go right here, because you need a scarf and something warm to drink. So we're going with tea on that when you're doing Arctic explorations. And it says knit a warm scarf. So this lady is knitting a warm scarf for her husband who is on or going on an Arctic exploration. So she's knitted him a scarf, and she has packed some organic peppermint tea to keep him warm. And then I don't know what the number 15 is, but it's backwards, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do for this collage today. So let's get going. So I've got it laid out here, and we see that the actual first thing that I might want to do is this. And that's okay. I'm not going to do it first. I'm actually going to do the top of this first, because it doesn't overlap until it gets under to this part of the scarf. So that's the first thing I want to put down, because that is my grounding piece, if you will. So anyway, I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I had a nice one. We went out to eat, which is not usual, but we had family members that were going to be out of town, and you know, so it just worked out that we didn't really have a place to go. So we went to a local restaurant, my husband and my brother and I, and we had a marvelous meal. at a local restaurant, and it was a traditional Thanksgiving meal, all the trimmings, and it was wonderful cleanup. If you know it. Oh no, darn. See, I put this down first and I glued it where I didn't mean to as of yet, because doesn't need to go down right there yet. Oh well, we'll hold it up. Okay, I had to stand up to put this down. There. Okay. So I'm just not going to put that down yet. I'll let that just kind of hang there for a minute. And I will need to then, I need to go ahead and glue this down. Now I am going to see, this is the number 15 on acetate. I'm turning it over so it's backwards. But this art glitter glue right here, I'm just going to do it around the edges. It will dry clear and it will hold it well. I've done it lots of times. I use these numbers in a variety of projects. So I know that it will hold well when I get it on here. And then I'm going to stick it under here. And I want this stamp, because I want this stamp to be able to go over it, right, tucked right in with the 1. So I think maybe right about there. And yes, that should work fine. And then I use a Kleenex to dab at my glue. And I like using that because, I see you can see the glue right now, but it will dry and it will be clear. And you won't be able to tell. That's there. You barely can see it now. So there's my backwards number. Then, let's get this up. I'm going to put this just right in here. I got some glue right there. I don't know if that's probably from where I put glue on that. So we're going to stick this over here. This here. And I want this tucked under here. So this should be the next thing. We're going to fold that just a little bit there so it won't fold down. So the next thing I'm going to put down is this stamp. So when you get your collages together, you know, some people, I don't know how they do it, but some people just put it down as they go. And I am just not one of those people. I can't really make that work for me. I have to plan it. I have to lay it down and move it around and all that. But I know there are some people that just basically peel and stick and get it down. Okay. So I want this cup to go underneath there. Just like that. So I'm going to put it right. Well, I'm going to actually put glue on this right here. So I can make sure that I get that right where I want it to be. And that's it right there. And then I can glue the whole thing. I was very fortunate on this tea. I don't drink tea. I don't drink hot tea, not usually. So I had to ask a friend. I have asked a friend in the past to if they would give me a tea bag, one they had, and they did, and that was some time ago. And since then, I've been collecting tea bags when I find them. So when we went to go to a hotel that has tea, I will grab the tea bag, and that way I'll have a tea bag if I need one for a collage, which is usually the only reason I need a tea bag. And I don't need it very often, but I had some that I had gotten at a hotel, and it happened to be the right color. I was looking, hoping. I had a few, you know, I don't have a whole lot of them, but I had a few, and I thought to myself, it sure would be nice if I had one that was in the turquoisey color. And lo and behold, here we are. It's not quite the same color, but it is close enough, and I like it. And I liked the fact that it was organic peppermint, just because that's kind of different. Okay, so now I'm putting down the rest of the scarf. And that is as simple as it gets. And I do like how this one turned out. And there we are. And then, like I said, I like to do a little bit of embellishing on this side just for the heck of it, because this is where I put my prompts, is on the opposite page. And this is the little tab that's on the string of the tea bag, and it has the name of the tea again, which is called Taylor of Harrogate. Taylors of Harrogate. I don't know if that's the kind of tea or what it is, but I'm going to put these right here just for a little embellishment on this side. And this is where my prompts will go. And then when I am done with this book, I'll have a nice little journal to go back and look at. And, you know, see where I might make improvements, or do I like all of them? Why I don't like something, you know, I can just review. I've done that. I did that with the ones last year. And I go back and review it every now and then just to see. I'll have it on my shelf, and I'll just go in just to see if what I think about it, and if I still like it. And then I'll, has my taste changed and I like something different than I did before, or whatever. I'm leaving these little strings on this just for some interest, and I also could put it on this side, but I liked this side better for this. So I did have this little tab over on the main collage, but when I found the stamp that was the right color, that was Arctic Exploration, I could not resist. So that's where that went. And this is going right here. Uh-oh. I want that to be out. There we go. Okay, and then this is just going to be my little T90 collage over here. And I chose this stamp because it had that same turquoise color in the bust of this lady. And I guess this is another little stamp. So I don't know if they have queens or if they're under British. I don't know. Maybe they have a queen too. But anyway, whoever it is on that stamp, and we're going with that. Okay, so this is my collage. Let's go over to make sure we have everything. So we needed a repeating pattern, which is in the background, a tea bag cover, something that sits on a table, something soft is the scarf, numbers written backwards is, I'm going with this. It's not actually written, but it could be with a marker. And then the bonus is wrapping paper, and that is also my repeating pattern is a wrapping paper. So that is my collage for this week. I appreciate you coming along and watching, joining in. If you are new to my channel, welcome. It's good to see you, and I hope you'll come back. And if you are a regular, thank you for subscribing and coming along and coming every week to see what I've done. I appreciate every one of you, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.